Hi everyone, my name is Holly Jo and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are excited for the video today because I know that I am. I am always excited to tell ghost stories to you guys because you guys really seem to like them, which is awesome because then that makes me feel better about myself because I know I'm not a weirdo because I like weird things. So the ghost stories for today is going to be the story of the red light and then also how I met my spirit guide, which is kind of cool. So yeah, if you're interested in those, then just keep watching the videos. So the story of the red light is basically, it's exactly how it sounds. Ever since I was in middle school, there has been this weird red light that seems to follow me everywhere. And I don't know what it is, but it literally follows me everywhere, and sometimes I get really scared of it. Now I know it sounds kind of weird to just be scared of a red light, but I do. When I was in middle school, I was in my room in this house. It's actually the next room over there. I was laying in bed one night. I had all of my lights turned off. I had my curtains closed. Everything was good. And I was actually trying to kind of like wean myself off of having the TV on at night because a little fun fact about me is I can't sleep unless I have some sort of background noise on. Now that I don't really watch TV that much anymore, I usually just have my laptop on and I play YouTube videos or different like animes and stuff on my TV or like on my computer screen, and then I just let it run all night long or at least until I fall asleep. That's just kind of the way I am. I just like to have the TV on. That's just what I've been doing ever since I was really little, so it's just kind of force of habit now. But one night I decided that I was, getting older and I didn't need to have the TV on and that it's bad for your health anyways to have the TV on all night. So I decided that I was going to turn it off and I was going to try to go to sleep. So I had shut my TV off and so my room was pitch dark. It was completely black. I could not really see a whole lot of anything. I could see a little bit once my eyes had adjusted, but I could not see, as well as I would have been able to if the TV had been on. So, also reminding, my curtains were closed, so there was no source of light that was supposed to be getting in my room that wasn't, just what would escape from around the corners of it. So I'm laying in my room and I think I had been laying down for a really long time because I just couldn't sleep because I wasn't used to the dead silence that was in my room. And all of a sudden I opened my eyes and I looked over at my TV and there's this red orb, if you will. It's like this little red ball of light sitting above my TV. And I got so scared. I don't know why I got so scared, but I did. Like, I instantly felt this terror inside me. Is this recording? Yes, it is, thank God. I instantly felt this, like, terror inside me, and I started scrambling to find the remote. I was like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I need to turn the TV on right now. I need to figure out where this light is coming from. I was just so terrified. Like, it just washed over me. I just got so scared. Right as I grabbed the remote and turned it on, the light was gone. And to this day, I still don't know where that light was coming from because I know it wasn't coming from outside the window, because nothing would have cast that bright of a light into my room with the curtains closed and not so concentrated in like a perfect circle right above my TV. And I know my TV didn't have any like buttons or any lights on it. It was like all from my remote control, so it didn't make any sense as to why there would have been a ball of lights above my TV. And so after that night I was a little bit scared, but I hadn't really seen anything of it for a while. And then maybe like 3 weeks later I was at my friend Abby's house and we were doing our makeup in the mirror because we liked to do like makeovers on each other because she and I both had very different styles, like how we did our makeup. She likes to do hers super, super heavy, and I preferred mine to be a little bit more natural looking. So we would do makeovers on each other where she would put like heavy makeup on me, and then I would do her makeup. So she was doing my makeup, and I was looking in the mirror at how much, to see if I liked it or not. and her window had been open, and when I looked into the mirror, I could see the reflection of the window, like, right in here, and I saw the red orb, but instead of it just being one, there was 3. And I instantly, like, whipped around. I was like, what the hell is that? And I turned around and I looked, and they were gone. But then when I looked back in the mirror, they were still gone. So they were only there for like a second, but there was nothing in her room that could have been casting that exact... Oh god, I'm just getting the chills now. Ooh, getting the goosebumps. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but ooh. Like, it freaked the hell out of me. It just freaked me out so damn bad. Like, I got so scared. And I freaked out, and I threw her curtains closed, and she's like, what's going on? And I told her the story about what had been going on, and I didn't know what it was, and she got really scared and thought that maybe it was me and that I was haunted and it wasn't just my house, which I totally think is true. I think it really is me. So future warning, if you want to be my friend, you got to deal with my ghosts. Sorry. I don't know what it was about those particular instances where the red light just literally gave me such, like, it was like a sense of impending doom, like I was gonna die or something like that. Like, it was scary, and I never found out what it was or where it came from or anything. It was just so weird. And then that was, like I said, back in like middle school, so like when I was really little. And now I am like out of high school, in college. You know, I already went through my first year of college. I think I'm on like my second year technically of college because I took a break, and now I'm going back and blah blah blah, whatever. So sophomore in college, a few months ago, I saw it again, but I was at work. I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts, and I was working the front counter by myself. It was late at night. The store was about to close. I was only there with like 2 other people, and I'm standing at the front counter, and all of a sudden I turn my head, and there are these red orbs in the window right next to me. And I saw them, and I'm literally just had this sense of, no, like, I haven't seen you in years. Like, why are you here now? Why are you coming back? You can't be here right now, was essentially my thought. Like, it was an actual person or like a thing. And I got really scared, and I ran all the way to the back, and I went and got somebody else to come up to the front with me, and by the time I had gone up to the front, the red lights were gone. And you know, it was late at night, the streets weren't busy, so I didn't think it could have been like, you know, a car's lights or anything like that, because they didn't look like headlights. Like, they were very small, very concentrated, and they were stacked on top of each other. So I didn't understand, but whatever it was like growing. Like, the more I saw it, the more there were. When I originally saw them, there was only 1. When I saw them at my friend's house, there were 3. One time when I was actually in the living room of my house, I was home alone that day, or like that night. I can't remember why, but I was home alone, and I looked out the living room window, and there were 6. And they just seemed to keep multiplying, and it just scared the hell out of me because I didn't understand where they were coming from or what they were, and it was just so creepy. But yeah, I mean, it was really strange to me, especially that I had gone years without seeing them, and then all of a sudden, when I was at work one day of all places, I saw them again. So that was just that was really scary. The next story is about when I went to a woman's house and I learned about my spirit guide, and I didn't necessarily meet her, but it'd just be better if I explained the story. So basically what happened was there's a woman that lives down the street from me. She still does. She does paranormal things. Like, she goes and does like investigations, but she also knows how to communicate, I guess, if you will, with spirits, and how to like feel your spirit guide and know that it's there, and she can, you know, like see into past lives kind of thing. Whether or not you believe all of that, that's your choice. I don't entirely know if I believed what was going on some of the times, but in this particular instance, I fully felt what was going on. We had gone into this like enclosed room, and I didn't go by myself. I went with my friend who was in the last story. Her name was Abby. Me and Abby went to this lady's house, and we hung out with her just because we thought she was really cool. And she was an adult, she was a woman, and she was married, and she had kids and 2 dogs, and so it wasn't like we were just hanging out with this random stranger. She was actually a friend of my mom's, and that was how I met her. So yeah, we were hanging out with her, and she was telling us about like spirit guides and all this stuff, and I'd known a little bit about it, but I was like, yeah, that's really cool, you know, like I wanted to learn more. So we went and we sat in this little room, and we all sat on the floor together and, you know, kind of like created a circle. I probably opened some spiritual nexus that I shouldn't have. That was probably my own fault. But we all sat down, and she told us, both of us, about our spirit guides. So we like closed our eyes, and once we had closed our eyes and we had like focused, I could feel like a hand on my shoulder, and she, you know, she's like, don't be scared of it, it's not anything bad. She's like, it's your spirit guide that's here to watch over you. And I didn't feel scared of it when I felt it, and it wasn't necessarily felt like a hand, it was just like a slight pressure on my shoulder, just like somebody was resting their hand on my shoulder. And she's like, do you feel anything? And I was like, yes. I was like, I feel a pressure on my left shoulder. And she's like, yes, that's your spirit guide. And she proceeded to tell me that my spirit guide was a little girl, which made a lot of sense to me because I definitely made choices that like a little girl would probably make, if that makes any sense. Like my spirit guide definitely influenced some of the actions that I did when I was younger. But she told me that my spirit guide was basically a little girl who she had died because she went into a bar looking for her dad, and a bar fight broke out, and she ended up getting stabbed, and she died. And so she was following me around and like watching over me to make sure that that I was always safe, and that, you know, nothing like that ever happened to me, which also coincidentally is probably why I don't like bars and I don't like drinking. It would just make a lot of sense to me because she probably influences that in me. And you guys are probably watching this thinking it's a bunch of shit and it's a crock and all that stuff, and that's fine, but to me it just makes sense. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else except for me, because she's my spirit guide. And she was telling my friend about her spirit guide and how hers was a boy who was working on a farm, and he was up in like one of those like farmhouses where they keep hay up on the 2nd story, and he fell off of that 2nd story and like broke his neck or something, and he died. And her spirit guide made a lot of sense for her as well. She was a very like outdoorsy, like outside kind of person, and she was definitely I don't really know how to put it without like offending her, but she knew a lot about boys and things like that. So it just made sense. But yeah, it was cool getting to meet my spirit guide, I guess, or at least get to learn a little bit about her. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. These stories weren't too scary. They were more like sentimental, I guess. But yeah, those are my 2 stories that I had for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if you know anything about spirit guides or weird red balls of light that follow you around places, because I would love to know. But yeah, like this video, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any other videos on my channel this week or ever again. And I think that's it. So I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.